Hey, this is Raulh of Please Act Right. There was a gentleman by the name of Deshon Dixon who was living in Cebu, Philippines, whose life ended, and there have been suspicions that there was some foul play. It's very important that a lot of you hear what I have to say about this and what I really think happened to Deshon. And I really don't think it was foul play. Also, because we know if some of these hyenas get a hold of this, they'll spin it out of proportion. First, I want to make note that this gentleman was living in the Philippines long before the Passport Brothers became a thing. So let's get into what I found. I went to his Facebook page and I started looking at the pictures that he had posted and the dates, and I found evidence that Deshon had what I would consider a serious medical issue. Deshon appeared to be a security guard in a multi-unit commercial building, and he appeared to be somewhere in the age range of about 50 years old. From the pictures I saw, he lived in Chicago, where you could see the Chicago Police Department vehicles behind him. On December the 21st, 2018, he posted these pictures saying, "Back in the hospital, the PICC line pulled out of my left arm and needed to be replaced." Now, I wasn't sure what a PICC line was, so I looked it up. Here's a quick little video that explains a PICC line.
In your arms are called peripheral veins. That simply means they're not in the center part of your body. A catheter inserted into a peripheral vein and guided to a central vein is called a peripherally inserted central catheter. It's also called a PICC line. PICC line placement involves inserting a PICC line into a large blood vessel that leads to your heart.
Now, on the website, it states that the PICC line has to be monitored by an experienced doctor. Now keep in mind, this was December the 21st, 2018. Well, on February the 19th, 2019, just 2 months later, he posted pictures of himself in the hospital again with the captions reading, "Can't believe I let them keep me here for 8 freaking days. I'm going crazy in this hospital. Feeling drained at Advocate Trinity Hospital." Now that hospital is located in Chicago, Illinois. He stated that the PICC line had gotten clogged and that they had to replace it. Now keep in mind, he had just gotten the PICC line replaced 2 months prior. Now to my understanding, a PICC line is what they use where they administer certain medications to the heart through the tubes that are installed in the arm. Now, I don't know about you, but to me, this is a serious health issue. If the line was replaced 2 months ago and now it's clogged again and has to be replaced again, that's serious. Well, once he was released from the hospital February 2019, up until his departure to the Philippines, he was basically just taking pictures of himself around the house. Now, on September the 5th, the same year, 2019, he posted this picture of himself in the airport with the caption reading, "About to aboard that flight, leaving Chicago." And then this picture where he was at Shanghai, China airport, waiting for his departure to Cebu, Philippines on the same day, September the 5th, 2019. Now, I want you to keep in mind that the last picture that he showed himself in the hospital was that prior February. Did he get that PICC line checked before he left to go to the Philippines? Was he keeping it maintained in those 7 months before he left to go to the Philippines? Were there any doctors in the Philippines that knew anything about a PICC line? Remember, it states that the PICC line has to be monitored by an experienced doctor. Now the Philippines, they do have good doctors, but was there a doctor familiar with a PICC line? The next picture shows that he's at Ayala Mall in Cebu, Philippines, the same day of that flight. From that point on, he's taking selfies and uploading them to his Facebook page, showing himself in his condo and about the Philippines. Now, I only found a few pictures of him with somebody else when he was there. There were 2 Filipino young ladies that was with him on one day. The young lady in the red in the background, but they're not taking pictures like they're a couple. And here's another picture of that young lady and another Filipino who I believe took the previous picture. Other than these pictures, there's not another picture of him with anybody else. Now clearly, Deshon was a loner. Whether you have health issues or not, it's not good to be alone, especially in another country. And I'm not saying it just for safety issues of being robbed. I'm talking about what I believe happened to him. He had a medical mishap, and there was no one there to find him in a timely manner to get him to the hospital. And I believe that his PICC line clogged while he was standing up. And unfortunately, he fell backwards, hit the back of his neck on something in his condo unit, which caused a cut on the back of his neck. And this is what the police said they found on his body as far as marks are concerned. Now here's something else that I found for the reason that I came to the conclusion that this may have been a health issue. I found multiple pictures of foods that he was eating. Now, I'm not knocking him for eating the foods that he wanted to eat. When you're grown, you eat what you want to, you do what you want to. But when you get to a certain age, like 40 years and older, you have to watch what you eat, especially if you have a known heart condition. Almost every picture that he took of food over there was high in carbohydrates and high in sugar, which if anybody knows about health, sugar is the biggest enemy to the human body, especially the heart. And believe me, I know, because I had a heart issue about 15 years ago. I cut out the sugar, took some herbs like hawthorn berries and lecithin capsules, and the heart issues went away. Of all the foods that he posted, I saw very few foods that had any real nutritional value. You know, no fruits, no vegetable. Once again, I'm not knocking him for what he was eating. I'm just giving you what I feel actually happened to him. And I don't feel there was any foul play on this. My conclusion, based on the injuries that they found him with, the cut on the back of his neck, is that he was standing, got dizzy, and passed out and fell backwards and hit the back of his neck on some furniture or something in his condo that caused his demise. So according to the newsletter, people were complaining about a foul stench coming from his condo unit. They called the police, and when they entered, they found him decomposed on October 2022. Is there a possibility that Deshon went 3 years without having that PICC line checked? Was he getting the proper medication that he needed in order to keep his heart up as far as his heart condition he had? He's not showing any pictures of him visiting the hospital in the Philippines or going to the hospital for his PICC line. I think this was just an unfortunate mishap, that he wasn't staying on top of his health the way that he should have, and unfortunately, he lost his life as a result. I mean, he even shows himself laying in the bed drinking a soda, which we all know is nothing more than a bottle of liquid sugar. The article didn't say anything about the police reporting signs of a struggle or any type of foul play or forced entry into his condo unit. And even though the Philippines is a developing country, they do their due diligence when they investigate these type of incidents, especially when there's a foreigner involved. And I'm pretty sure his family was told of the results of the investigation. And as I searched, I couldn't find anything else on that particular article reporting Deshon's demise. So I don't feel there was any foul play at all. I think this was an unfortunate health issue. So for all the guys out there, if you're going to another country to live permanently, please take care of your health. If you have a known health issue, make sure that you visit the country and make sure that there's a hospital nearby that knows how to deal with your particular health issue. If they can't, I think it would be wise if you stay in your own country if you want to prolong your life. Also, whether you're visiting or you're staying permanently, unless you're staying with a Filipino woman that you have some knowledge of, it's best to stay in a condo unit building until you get to know some of the people, especially other foreigners, so you have somebody checking in on you from time to time. It's not good to be alone in another country, especially like Deshon appeared to be. I mean, he was there for 3 years with no signs of anybody else being with him except for those few pictures of the 2 Filipinas that I showed earlier. So in closing, I would like to say condolences to Deshon Dixon's family, and I hope they were able to recover his remains so that they could give him a proper homegoing. Rest in peace, Brother Deshon Dixon.